Well, I don't do with you. Anybody got an idea? Let's try to get. We have tomorrow night for the movies won't be in the new movies won't be in tomorrow night. Let's try to whatever so people can have a rest or steering on Tuesday and a meeting on Wednesday. Let us hope that. There's a little break here because of this. We not don't. Sunday's our day off, for Christ's sake. Look at this. How much more do you want to cause us? Can't you work?
Yes, Dad, I can. What
do you feel any responsibility for people back there like Robin and Leona and Alice and Jean Brown? Don't you feel any responsibility for those people?
Yes.
Robin gets run over by a goddamn car, maybe on purpose. Miraculously, that nothing harmed her. I protected her. What the hell was you? You've been there all these. You were on your way to jail. Half this goddamn place I bailed out of jail, risk going to jail, getting you out. You were on your way. Drugs, everything else, and what that shit you caused us here.
Yes, Dad.
Don't you straighten your ass up. Get your shit together.
Yes, Dad. What he's supposed to talk about is what's happening is like he'll see me do something instead of just going straight there and back. I'll go off and do something else and waste my time getting back.
Well, why do you do it? He did. What's this black man working for this place and you not? He came here in a hell of a way, and he's taking on a responsibility. I couldn't stand it. Life's so miserable for me. I couldn't stand it. If it wasn't for a few people who'll take on responsibilities and care. They really care. Some of you goof-offs are impossible. Some of the people have been transformed like angels, changed. The hell your problem is, who's blowing wind up your ass? Are you in a relationship?
No, I'm not, Dad.
Some of the girls you like, hang around talking.
Like, what's mostly happening is like, I don't feel like I can really keep up with the crew itself, so that's why I just mostly goof off and try to stay away from it. So.
I disagree that time because you can cut a tree down and bust up the wood just as fast as anybody out there. I mean, to me, I think that you think you're better. And plus, when I seen you do things, just like I saw you talking to Tina the other day, instead of going straight up there and coming back, fuck off.
That's true.
Using that as a cop-out and manipulation by saying you don't feel that you can keep up with the rest of the workers because nobody's asked to do anything that they can't do. And so why don't you just say that you're an ass like everybody else, and why don't you get your stuff together?
That's true. I am an ass, and I should just go straight to learning instead of just dragging this on.
Learning obviously ain't helping you any.
It's obvious, Tommy, you've been on learning so many times that learning's not helping you. I ask you every goddamn day if you've been doing your work, if you're getting back to work on time. Yes, I'm getting back to work on time. I'm doing my work, and it's obvious you've just been lying to me. I think you should stay away from me for at least a month. I think you should not talk to me or do anything for a month. I think you should stay on learning for a month. Maybe you should even go into isolation for a week.
I agree with that because isolation's one thing that I haven't been on yet as a discipline and everything, so yeah, I should just try it.
Why do you have to go to isolation? Why can't you just straighten up? Why do you got to go to learning? Why do you got to do all this other kind of stuff? Why can't you just straighten up?
And do your goddamn work. Dad's done enough for your ass. He's got you out of jail 3 times, Tommy. He's saved your life 3 times. He's kept you from getting shot by the cops 3 times, Tommy. Don't you have any gratitude at all? I'm really tired of you. You could be dead now from drugs. You could be dead from being shot by the cops 3 times. You could be back in the bourgeois society with your dad's parents, and you would be dead if you were back there with them, because they don't like you, they don't like us, and you know you'd be dead.
What I was going to say is I think the main problem he has with getting it is the example that's set for him in the crew, you know. Now, Ben, I've been out in the bush where they've been working pretty much daily. They don't usually see me out there, but Ben, I have no complaints with Ben's work. I mean, I was that maybe, you know, that was good. But as for busting ass, I don't think anybody's busting ass. And I think it's a big problem with the ego. I think you may have a point, because there's a big ego conflict out there, I've noticed with you guys. You know, you guys compete with each other instead of working together, you know. And I know you guys know what I mean about cutting down trees, who can do it the fastest and everything, you know. And I've heard a few remarks about me out there, you know, about axes and things like this, you know. And I don't personally appreciate it, and I think that's an ego conflict with me. But nobody's busting ass. And I went out there, and I think you guys saw me that day, and you guys were sitting. And there's just not a good example. And I think it's just a big competitive thing. You guys don't want nobody to tell you nothing. There could be a lot you could be told about how to cut down trees, how to not, you know, there's a lot of things you guys could be told if you're willing to do it and quit swagging around here.
A lot of axe handles would be broken too if they use them right.
That's right. I wanted to mention that. That's just a point for everybody. When you guys put your axe in, instead of knocking it forward and getting it out, you pry the thing out. I saw when you're splitting wood, use the head to pry the thing open. And you guys, you're going to keep breaking axe handles if you do that. And you guys won't let nobody tell you nothing. I just get that impression. I've never tried, but I know how it would be handled if I think if I went up there and tried. Just by the way, he doesn't swagger. And Ben's friendly. Ben's been friendly to me. But there's other guys that just swagger around there like they're, you know, really tough shit. And I don't think that's any way to handle yourselves.
I think one solution, and I was just talking to Ben about it a second ago, would be to divide your crew up, have Chris or Gerald, when he comes back, take one part of the crew, and Ben take another part of the crew, and go. I mean, there's wood all over here. There could Wesley cutting up wood. Somebody else could be using a cross-cut saw, sawing wood someplace else, and then somebody can start busting it up after it's cut with a cross-cut saw. You don't have to wait for the chainsaw, which sometimes fails, and the clutch might burn out, or whatever happens mechanically. But you don't always have to depend on the chainsaw to get it quickly. You use a cross-cut saw. And the person older than you here, Tim Swinney and Jim Morrell down in Pickery, use a cross-cut saw to cut wood for our corral. So you guys can do that to cut wood.
And you guys have got plenty of guys. I mean, you've got plenty of guys to put your job out. Because I've seen you guys, you don't have a job half of the time, you know. Ben's usually the one in there that he's in on usually every job. But a lot of you guys don't have a job. And if you had a cross-cut saw, maybe you'd all have a job. And plus, it would free the chainsaws. You know, chainsaws are needed for getting our lumber out. That's all. We have to use the chainsaws to get the lumber. I mean, we can't use a cross-cut saw. So I think that ought to be done.
What about it?
You got cross-cut stuff. They can get some in the morning, Dad. Okay.
Okay. Need to say wherever we can. What about the warnings here? Who had a warning?
Chris had one. They're both standing around during the work hours. And Tommy had one also on the 3rd. He leaves work without supervisor.
Is there a mother part or what?
Armsat, can we get one of the can we get a person relieved? I wonder if Laurie, I know she could be Laurie might not be wise if Laurie did go into if Laura went into learning, and somebody be relieved to watch these chaps to back them up, and they will be there on learning, and then they will go from there to back to all three on learning, or you violated two rules. But it's very difficult to move people who can be put in their place. It's not with all the people in town. It makes it difficult to switch jobs. What is it?
I could be one of them if they're willing to give me a job change on the field.
Where are you at?
In the fields right now. Rose Queen's crew.
By the way, all the people, since there's a complaint by observers, since the people have been in town, that the entire general observation, the field crews, have not been doing their job since Jan Wilson and others left for Georgetown. This better change tomorrow. That's bad. And the people in there doing their task, and you let down on our food production. That's bad. That better all change. All field crews. Did you hear? What about his supervisor? Can he be shifted?
Who your supervisor?